use subnet settings and you haven't given that auto assign IP over there, then you won't get a public IP.
Yeah, hi guys. So are you able to hear me properly?
Yep.
Okay. So can I share my screen, Prasad?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay. So what I was saying at that time, that this public subnet, if you select here, okay, you see here that the option, see, when we were creating it at that time, when you create a subnet, okay. So at that time when we assign it, we see that the option for the this default host name is disabled. Okay. What you have to do, that you have to go here if you want to see the host name, and we edit it. Basically we enable it from the subnet only. Okay, I will tell you that option where it is. Okay, I'll tell you that option, that where you can enable it. But that is the reason actually because of which you don't get this. If I say the host name for the your public virtual clouds. Okay. Now let's come back to the EC2 instance which we have created, the public EC2 instance, and we all observed by now that we are not able to SSH to the instance because we don't have the internet gateway connected to it. So to connect to internet gateway, I'll go to internet gateway. Okay, I'll create this. Okay, let's say I have created my internet. Let's do one thing. Create one new internet gateway. I'll go to this. I'll create demo IGW and I'll click on create. Now, once I have created the internet gateway, you see for the default one, this is my default internet gateway. Okay, this is my default internet gateway. So for default one, it is like the default VPC is attached. But to this, you have to attach your VPC. So right click, say attach to VPC, and select your demo VPC. If you want to perform the same through the CLI, you can use this particular command and click on attach. Now my demo internet gateway is created. Okay, now all of us, let's try to SSH again and see if we can SSH it or not. So is internet gateway created for everyone?
Yes, Sachin. I have created.
Okay, Abhijit, Saurabh.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, but you see that if you try to SSH it again, still it is not, like, still I'm not able to access it. Like, although as per my architecture, if I go back to my the architecture which I am following here, that I have created the internet gateway. Now this internet gateway will allow me to connect to internet. So looking at the architecture, what we see here, that we have to assign route tables to this internet gateway. Okay, we need to assign the route table to this internet gateway, so that these, what route table, what does they do? Basically, they will route this particular IP, this particular traffic, they will route it via your internet gateway. Okay, and then we'll have the connectivity to internet. Now, when we create a public and a private route table, so for public route table, like by default, we'll have one local destination will be created. Okay, as well as for private also. Okay, leave this private right now. We are not talking about private. Let's focus on public only as of now. So for public, we have local as a target, and to access it, for the internet, what we are going to do, we will basically assign the internet gateway which we have created, okay, to this route table. So let's go ahead and let's create a route table, a public route table here. Let's click on route tables and create route table. Let's give it the name as public route table. And let me attach my demo VPC which I created to it. So once everyone is done with the creation of a route table, let me know.
So you went to the route table. So what is the option on a public subnet? So if I create if I choose the public subnet, there is also a route table option over there. What is that, and how is it different than this option?
You can basically associate it to the route table. If you have already any route table created, you can associate it to. That is the next step which we will do. As of now, just let's
Okay.
create the route table and we'll see what we can do there.
Yes, Sachin, the table is
Okay.
created now.
Great. What about others?
Yes,
Table is
Sachin,
created by
continue.
Yes,
default,
it
right?
is created.
Sorry.
So, sorry.
Yeah. Any doubt, Prasad?
No. Sorry. Yeah, I thought you are modifying the existing route table, but then I understood that it's a public and a private route table for a VPC. So we cannot do it.
Okay, so I assume that all of us have created the public route table by now. And now let's see here to my screen. Once we have created a route table, we'll get a route table ID. You see here that you have this main option. Okay, now for here, like I have might have created one more like some more thing for some other use, so that's why it's showing for two default one. Okay, like which would be associated definitely to a different VPCs, and it says that the main is yes. So main is yes means like it says basically the that it basically talks about the default one. Okay, let's see what are the routes or what are the subnets associated with this. So we don't have any, we have this IPv4 subnets, these 3, 4, 5, 6 subnets associated to this. And let's see the root. So it has some like, this is the default one, which when you create your AWS account, as so Amazon itself creates it for you. And you see that this particular CIDR is passed for the local, and this says that internet gateway is allowed. So by default, these settings will be enabled when you create the route table, okay, or when basically Amazon creates a route table for you. That was the reason that until yesterday we were able to access the SSH when we select the default VPC, okay, but now we have to go ahead and associate the public subnets into the public route table and private subnets into the private route table. So we'll go ahead here and we'll select our public subnet and associate it to public subnet A and public subnet B. Click on save and let me create a private route table too. Create a this. We have assigned the private to private one. So is everyone has associated public with public and private with private? So when we have created this and when we have done with this, so we will go ahead and we will define the routes. Okay, we'll define the route, and here we will expose it to our public network. Okay, we will expose it to our public network. Now you see that here we have a lot of options that you can connect to. Target should be egress only internet gateway, your instance, your NAT gateway, and peering connections and all. Right now, let's just focus on internet gateway. We'll talk about all these targets one by one as we'll move on further with the session. So I'll select my internet gateway, and as soon as I select this, it will give me my internet gateway ID, and I save my the routes. So this is a prerequisite for internet gateway, that whenever you create any internet gateway, there should be a routing table associated to that routing table where your target should be associated to the that internet gateway, so that you can uh, give the public access, or you can give the internet access to the services or to your VPC. Any questions?
Yeah, Sachin, is there any reason that you have assigned the port IP address as 0.0?
That's a public. Any range of IP can come. Any, I don't know that which public IP will come and access to my server. So 0.0.0 means any IP can come in. That's the reason we were like when we were configuring the security group also. So that says customer anywhere. So you see that it gives you 0.0.0 only. It covers all the IP ranges. Now, once we are done with this, so let's try to access the EC2 instance.
It's still timing out for me, Sachin.
It worked for me.
Let me check. I can check for myself. Yeah, I can also go with this.
Okay. What's wrong? Wait.
Check your routes, Prasad. Maybe.
Sachin, in the edit routes, what is the CIDR you have given?
0.0.0/0, and target should be your internet gateway.
Okay.
Sachin, in your PPT, you're showing that for the private route table also, uh, yeah, this diagram. So you said 0.0.0/0 for NAT.
This is the next topic.
Okay.
So by now, what we understood and what we got, that if you are creating your own VPC, you have to create your subnet. If you are assigning any particular EC2 instance to your VPC and to your subnet, in that case, what you have to do is to access the instance to the internet, you have to create an internet gateway. Internet gateway is basically the service, you can say, provided by AWS, which allows you to access internet. And for each internet gateway, there is a prerequisite that you should create a routing table. Meanwhile, like let me know whoever has done with this.
Sachin, I'm getting an error. Destination must be a valid CIDR.
What so you have configured you have associated your subnets.
Yes.
Which under public subnet. Can you share your screen?
Yes.
So for others, who apart from Nisha, who else is getting error? So I believe no one.
I am also still not able to connect. I am not sure what's wrong. So maybe after Nisha you can check it.
Yeah.
Sachin, if you can stop sharing. Yeah, thank you.
1 minute. Cancel this. I think you are trying to cancel this. Go to public route. Go to associations first. So
Yeah.
okay. Now go to routes. Click edit route. Click add route. Write 0.0.0. 0.0.0.
Okay.
10 it will not take, already defined, right, for above. So that's why it will give this internet
Okay.
gateway. Save. You can able to.
Yes.
Sad, you can share your screen.
Yes, just give me a minute. Okay, got it. Yeah, I've given a wrong key pair.
Okay.
So I had two keys. Can I change the key pair now
You can
for
change.
the EC2?
Like no, you have to give the same one which you basically which you have assigned while creating the instance.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I guess all of us are good now. Okay. Now, so let's talk about the NAT instance then. Okay, if we are good with this, and let's see that what is NAT instance and how it is helpful. So until now, we saw that subnet, VPC, and how you can create internet gateway and route tables. Now, if I have to access the private instance, okay, so if you go ahead right now also and you try to access the private instance, you cannot access it. Okay, the reason because we still didn't have any route created for a private instance to go to the this thing, to go to the internet gateway and select your network. Okay, so first of all, NAT instance is now being replaced by NAT gateway. Most of people use NAT gateway. For demo purpose, I'm sharing both, and I'll share what is the difference and why it has been, why NAT gateway is more efficient than NAT instance. The first important part about NAT instance is that it does not do anything. It basically forwards your traffic to the internet. Okay, it's basically the mediator between your network and the whatever the network which you have there in the instances and internet. So what it will do, it will forward the traffic from your instance to the internet. NAT instance is managed by you. It's not managed by AWS. Okay, it's not at all managed by AWS. It's completely managed by you. And now instance is not used and we don't see much questions also in exam also for the same. So when any instance, for that, if any network request is coming, yeah, Prasad has to go on mute actually. Okay, so when any instance for a particular network request, let's say from any website it comes, what does NAT do? NAT basically tracks the private IP address of the instance. Okay, NAT will track the private IP address of the instance, and it will make the request with its own public IP address. Means, let's understand it with the diagram. We'll get to know more in a more better way. When you configure the NAT instance, okay, for the NAT instance, your private route table, this basically targets to the NAT instance. And this NAT instance helps you to get the connectivity between, which is your public network. This is my public network. What is the role of NAT? To act as a mediator to get the internet for private from public. Okay, private you cannot access directly. You have to access from public only. You have to do SSH from public only. So you cannot access it directly. But what we will do to access it, we have to use this public and private, and in between NAT will be there, which will act as a mediator. And we have to configure one private route table, which will basically do nothing. It will, in this, we'll put our target as a NAT, which will expose all the public IPs and these things. Okay. So NAT, as it's mentioned here, that NAT is nothing, it's an instance. So basically NAT is one of the EC2 instance, okay, which has a type name as NAT NAT. Okay, how we can search for this? Let's go to EC2 instance. Let's select launch instance, NAT. Under the community AMIs, you will see that this is the instance which is of NAT type, okay, NAT. And this is the latest one. We will be selecting this. Before that, if you don't want to select this, and if you want to make your Linux to AMI only as a NAT instance, there is a script which you have to put in your user data. Okay, this is the script basically, which you have to put in your user data. What it will do, it basically go and make the changes to your IP forwarding, okay, which basically, like in a background, again, networking terminologies, it goes and it make the changes, okay, and it basically changes the Ethernet to public, you see 0.0.0 under the IP table. It do NAT is like the network address translation, basically it means in NAT. So it basically translate all your networks and it redirected to the public IP, and it save all the details and forward it. So this is the code which is there. Okay, I can share this NAT user data after the session with you guys, so that you can try with that this also if you want to. But for our demo purpose, we'll be using this only. Any questions so far? No. Okay, let's go ahead with this. Let's create, select, configure instance detail. Okay, now to this NAT, can anyone tell me what we will associate? Okay, like we will associate demo VPC, that's right. But whether we'll associate a public subnet or a private subnet?
Yeah, private.
Why private?
Because private is not connected to internet gateway. So if we have to download any updates, we have to create it to NAT instance so that it can be connected to internet gateway.
Does NAT provide me to connect to the internet?
Sorry?
Do NAT provide me to this facility to connect to the internet?
Yes.
It doesn't provide a facility, it just act as a mediator or a communication. It forwards your traffic from private to internet or from your
Yeah,
instance.
yeah, correct.
It does not provide me that facility. We have to select a public. It should be sitting on a public internet only, because that's how you because from there only you can redirect to internet gateway. Again, take a look at this diagram. Just take a look at this particular part. This part. Leave all this NaCl and all this. NaC, just forget NaCl and then think about this diagram. Okay. Rather, I have one more diagram for that.
So you were asking about subnet, it is which subnet, the NAT gateway should be connected and not hosted on. It should be connected to private, but it should be hosted on public.
Sorry, I didn't got you.
No, I got it. I thought you were asking about that to which basically NAT gateway should be connected to which subnet, and your question was probably it should be hosted on which subnet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, sorry, my bad.
No issue. So network subnet, and we'll do assign auto, assign public IP as enable. Okay, keep doing in parallel. Add storage, we are fine. Let's go ahead, add tags, and let's give it name as demo NAT instance. Let's configure the security group. We have to create let's create a new security group here. Name as demo NAT NSG. Demo NAT SG. Okay. NAT instance security group. Now, as we have to access the internet and all, so the HTTP protocol should be enabled here. Okay, for my private IP range. Okay, so what I will do, I'll or not that, what I'll do, not HTTP protocol, sorry, the SSH 2022, instead of having access it to entire public, I'll restrict it for 10 dot, what was my name, 10.0.0.16. Okay, this was the range which I gave, and I will say that SSH only from within the VPC. Within the VPC means just try to SSH only within the VPC, and this range is nothing. It is basically my private instance CIDR, I believe. The no, I have to go into subnet. Sorry, I'll show you that from where I got that. Sorry, my bad. We have to do the HTTP only, not this. Open the HTTP, and this will be doing for my VPC only. Okay, my VPC is in 10.0.0.16. I can do SSH from within the VPC, and similarly, if you want, you can give it for HTTPS also. Okay, the same details. So everyone is in sync till this step, till configure security group for NAT instance. Guys, I'm waiting for your answer, for your response.
Yes, Sachin, I'm creating the instance right now.
Let me know when you reach till security group.
Yes, I'm on the same page.
What about others?
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm creating Sachin. Just a minute, I'll reply.
Yeah, I'm also in progress.
So I'm lagging a bit.
So now we can click on the review and launch. If we go ahead, here you will see that it is asking you like to boot from which particular volume. So you can take the recommended volume, that is general purpose SSD, and click on next and click on launch. You can choose the key pair which you are using and launch it.
This key pair will be the one which I'm using from a public instance, right?
Yeah, the public instance. You can use a private one also. That's not a issue. Like the reason I asked you to create it new, so that because we'll see that when we will access the private instance right now. Now let's go to my. Now after you have done this, go to your private instance security group. Okay. Go to the private instance security group and let's try to change the inbound rule for this particular limit only, and let's say that 10.0.0 slash 16, and is because so that it says SSH within VPC.
Sachin,
Hmm.
I'm still not able to access via SSH. So can we
Quickly share my
5 minutes
screen.
look at it so that
Yeah.
we can I can also be at the same page.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, so let me share my screen.
First, show me the subnet.
Yes, just a minute. Okay, then I go BBC. Subnets. Yeah. So this is my public subnet A.
Okay, great. Can you go to route tables?
What did you check in this now?
No, nothing. I just checked whether like all
Okay.
the things are created. Nothing.
Yeah, this is my public route table and subnet association. If you see, I have associated two public subnets.
Okay, can you go to route?
Uh, yeah. If I go to routes, here is 000 internet gateway.
Okay. And can you try to access it now?
Yep. So let me go to EC2 again.
Meanwhile, can you duplicate the app and just go to VPC once? I want to see internet gateway before you launch.
Okay. Yep. This is the internet gateway. It is attached to the
To
VPC.
your VPC, my demo cloud
Yeah,
class.
yeah, yeah.
Great. Yeah, now let's go ahead and
Okay, so if I go to, let's say, public subnet A, I should selecting public IP, right? Then I go to POTI. I go to process SSH.
And I hope your VPC and things are also in same region, Frankfurt region only.
Yeah, yeah, everything is in Frankfurt. Then create public. Choose this one. I go to session. I go to
Okay, it will not access here. Like, see, other things are good. Just one thing which I want to verify will be the key again.
okay.
That whether the key is the key we are selecting that is correct or not.
Okay, so if what I've gone is so this is my public subnet. My public Frankfurt.
Key.
This is the key.
My
My public Frankfurt EC2 key.
And you
Yeah.
are selecting something.
Now then, what I've done is I've go to I have to generate a PP K key from it, right?
Okay, you change it to that. You change from that to that.
Yeah, so I've done from PuTTY gen. So load. So this is my public Frankfurt key. So let me select all the keys. So this is my public Frankfurt ec2.pem. I said open. Just generate.
Save private key. No need to generate.
Oh, you have to see. Okay.
You don't have to generate it just as soon as you load it automatically generates. But yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes. And then I will generate in this one. My public Frankfurt ec2 ppk. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Can you open the instance?
What is the difference between a private and a public key? Because last time what I did is I created a public key, not a private key.
Public key, anyone like you can access it. If like that is like just for the public facing. Private key is like confidential to you. It's like your authentication, secure authentication to that. Like the normal
Okay,
password is.
so that should not create an issue.
That should not create an issue. It's both the same, different.
Again, I have copied it. It's 48. Paste. Open. Still not.
Okay. This is not a map the routing.
Yeah. Also, I checked. This is created on public subnet, so we are getting an IP for it. What else do you want to check? Availability zone should not matter.
The demo, which can you show me the VPC, the instance details for this? For this public subnet, no. For public subnet EC2 instance which you have created.
Just give me a minute. For public subnet, what you want to see?
I want to see that. Go to configure instance detail, like the instance details. Where you have just selected test VPC. Instance settings.
Okay, wait. Instance settings.
Now we cannot get. See, the only one which I can think of looking at the other configuration is that could be the VPC would not have been configured correctly. So I can
Okay,
just launch one more
let's
instance.
launch a new instance and see. It will take a minute. So T2.
Afterwards, that what is
Yeah, so instead of this, I went to cloud class VPC. This I've created public subnet. So this is again use a public subnet setting.
so you have to enable that. You have to enable that.
It's enabled, right?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click next.
So just give me a minute. For my purpose, I'm copying this. Yeah, add storage, add tags. Yeah, configure security settings, choose an existing one, review and launch. Everything good?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I say launch, and over here I say my public Frankfurt EC2 key pair. I say acknowledge, I say launch.
Meanwhile, this is going. Can you go and like for this EC2 public subnet? Okay. No. Nothing has to change. Fine.
No, I've associated with a public subnet, so it should be there.
Correct.
So, yeah, the only thing what we can check is in the VPC section, public subnet's ID, because in the route table, when we associate public subnets, it associates with ID and not with.
Exactly. I think like you have multiple.
Let me
Used to be
check
correct
it.
with the help of a CID app.
Yeah, it's correct. So both are public only. So should be correct. See, both are public. So this should also not be a problem.
Yeah. Click on save.
Yeah. Routes as well. So it is connected to the internet gateway.
Can you click on this internet gateway?
Yeah, it is attached to the cloud class VPC.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if instances are running.
To instance, I copy this. I go to partition. Again, my public Frankfurt EC2 key pair. Still not able to connect.
Prasad, in your routes, how come you're seeing this IPv6 also as local? Because I am not able
Which
to
one?
see that. Go to your routes, routing table. You can see one additional entry for you.
No, maybe for while creating a VPC, I had ticked a VPC assigned by AWS, IPv6 assigned by AWS. So that might be the thing.
Okay, can you go and in your security group, can you enable SSH instead of so just add one more rule SSH.
Okay. Easy to write. Default VPC security group.
This is the one was SSH to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you enable SSH here for custom?
This one.
Hmm.
Why is this security group saying this?
It is. I have also not sure it's checking something from security group only. That's what happened at that time also. We were creating it. No problem. Let's.
Yep.
No. Just delete and down save it. Just go to instance, right click and do this. Go to putty and right click and do start session.
Sorry. Yeah. Now
This
it's
is the
connecting.
issue. All traffic is
No, here there is no supported authentication
you are
methods
using
available.
public key or something else. The key issue is that is a key issue. But now you can SSH will work now for you. All traffic is related to SP and protocols, which is coming.
But we just created a private key, right? So why it is giving an issue? So again this.
.pm file. .pm file. You have to .pem file, not .pem file.
Okay, sorry. So just give me a minute. Yep.
Okay.
Say
Click on
private key. That's all, right?
That's all.
Okay. So what was the issue?
All traffic security group should not be all traffic. SSH should be there, right? SSH is a different thing. It will allow the connectivity. All traffic security group is that whatever the network traffic and network protocols related things are there, that should be allowed.
Yeah, but everyone selected the default, right? No one made a change to security group, or did they?
No, but you made the security group only. You selected the default one, where you selected all traffic. Everyone else selected SSH for the default. By default, when you launch an instance, EC2 will never this. EC2 will always give you default as SSH only. And if you do create window, you only go and change it to traffic. Like it's not. I'm not saying only to you. Like if any particular person or user who is launching it, he can go and change it to other thing.
Yeah, but I have not even touched this
But we
EC2
saw,
this thing
yeah, but
default.
we saw that you have not used the default security group. You might have created some other security group, and because I saw that from a drop down you selected some like option while configuring the security group. You selected security group, and from there whatever earlier that
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, this was okay, got it.
okay.
But Sachin, what Prasad previously selected is all traffic.
Right now also he selected all, but I asked him to add
No, if I read this inbound rule, it says type all traffic, protocol all, port range all. Then why do we need to give a specific protocol?
all traffic is for network related stuff. The protocol HTTP and it will allow. Okay. Doing SSH connection. So for that you have to enable SSH protocol, right? All traffic does not include SSH protocol. I'm just looking in the documentation if we have something where we have
Correct.
defined what all ports in for all traffic. I'll share that thing.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, we can continue with the NAT gateways. But Saurabh, remember even day before yesterday as well, when I was even selecting my default security group and I had all traffic in it, still I was not able to connect, and I had to explicitly add a 0.0.0 HTTP port.
Correct. That's what the question is, Prasad, because when
Yeah.
they have given an option as all protocols, then if I'm not sure like which protocol I'm going to access, I can directly use. That should be master
Yeah,
connect.
it should work, but I'm saying that
Yes,
day before yesterday also we saw something like that.
correct.
Okay, yeah, I got what why I have added this security group. And
Okay, fine. Can you stop sharing? Prasad?
stop it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, guys. So now we have created the NAT instance. Okay, and I hope like we have created a NAT instance, and we have in the security group we have passed STTP for CIDR 10.0.0.16. Those who have not done, I'll just put it in a chat for now. What is this? NAT instance associate to your public subnet HTTP 10.0.0.16 description you can write as private subnet, make the change in the security group assigned to associated to private and all, make the change in security group of SSH for custom, and give the range only 10.0.0.0/16 for port 22 SSH within VPC. Okay. Now,
Yeah. So Sachin and Saurabh, just for a minute. So it's not a problem with all traffic. All traffic also works. The only issue was that what I had done is with all traffic, the source which I had attached was a different source. So I had not attached 0.0.0, and now I have made that change and still it works. So it's not a problem of all traffic.
okay. Then like thanks for this clarification.
And also, Sachin, why are we creating NAT instance? Because anyways, this is out of date. So why not create a NAT gateway?
You don't want to learn this, like, or see this, how it is, what is the difference between NAT instance and NAT gateway?
Oh, if you are doing both, yes, then definitely we can do both.
Sure.
Not a problem.
Okay, guys. So now we have done all this. Now for a NAT instance, there is a mandatory AWS recommendation. One thing that you go here, click on actions, and you have to disable the source destination check. Okay. For each and every instance, some source destination check is being done by AWS. But for NAT instance, you have to go ahead and you have to disable this. So we will go ahead and we will disable this. as
What does
per,
that mean, or what does that do?
so basically like source destination check, what does it mean? I also not sure. So it says that the instance must be source or destination of any traffic that it sends or receives.
EC2.
This is the line which it defines here as per the documentation, that the instance should be either a source or a traffic. Means either the instance should receive the traffic or it should able to send the traffic. Okay. Whereas that instance does not act like that, because that instance like it should not either be a source or destination. It just passes the traffic from it. It's like whatever is coming, it forwards it to public network. Right.
Yeah, but still it will have a destination, right? Destination will be your subnet of private subnet of VPC, right? Or EC2 instances in private subnet of VPC.
Yeah, it is forwarding it to there. It itself is a destination. It is not itself a destination.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so let's. So we have done here this. We have the demo NAT instance. We have done this. We have configured the private EC2 instance, and now let's see further. So I hope everyone is in sync till now here. Okay. So let's go to this. My session here. Now, once everyone is done with that, let's go ahead and let's go to public instance. Copy the IP of a public. You can log in via this method also. It's the same method. Just you will be directly redirected to terminal rather than to the user prompt. Okay, now I am here. Now the .ppk file which was there. Okay, the key pair which you have created for private key. Okay. Let's see where we are currently, where we are in this home EC2 user. Everyone open your private key file and we have to copy that private key file to here. Give the same, like you can change the name, that doesn't matter. Just give the extension as .pen.
But Sachin,
Hmm?
before that we'll have to modify the security groups, right?
Which security group?
For the private instance, we'll have to now give access to this basically subnet and your IPs of this subnet for doing an
You are
SSH.
too ahead. You are too ahead. We are not like other. We have to follow with the other people. It is next step. First, trying to show them that how we can access private key. That step will come when we
Okay,
want to access some internet or something from the private domain.
okay.
Okay, guys. So other people, like, what is it? How we are here? Like, are we in sync till now? Did we able to manage to copy the private key file?
I'm logging to
Sachin,
putty.
If you can repeat, what are you doing by this step? I'm not. Maybe I'm confused in this. So you logged into a public EC2, correct?
Hmm.
And then you're copying a private of.
I want to access a private EC2 instance from public EC2 instance, because that is only the way I can access, right? I cannot access private
Correct.
EC2 instance directly. To access the private EC2 instance, you should have a key for private key pair. Now,
Okay, but even for that, won't you require? No, we have given all traffic from all sources, so that's fine. Okay, okay, got it.
if you have heard like whatever I said before, so I have made a modifications already in my security group of private instance, and that's what I've pinned in the group chat also, that we have to make the security group SSH. I'm just restricting it to my CIDR range 10.0.0/16. I'm not restricting it
Okay,
to all traffic.
I missed that.
Yeah, and even for NAT instance also I did the same. For NAT instance, added a rule for HTTP.
So Sachin, for NAT instance, I have a security group which will only have HTTP.
SSH is there and HTTP will be also added.
Okay, so because last time when you are showing this, you have added HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH, all three
Correct.
for the
These
NAT
three will be there.
instance.
Correct.
Okay.
And so the right now the private key pair which I have copied, that is not at all the a legal way to do that. Just for a demo, I am showing this how you can do. You have to follow a proper RSA key pair and all those things, with the help of which you can do that. So that is like you have to generate the RSA key and all these algorithms. Like basically there are two commands which you have to run, which will generate a private key pair for you. Once you are done with that, just go to your issue to instance, select private, and click on connect. Just run the chmod 400 command, so that it will basically change the file permission. Okay, and copy the connect one. Let's see if you can connect or not. It's not allowed to connect.
Sachin, you manually copied the private key and saved it as private key pair.pem, is it?
Right.
And how did you copy that private key?
Like from my desktop or into the server.
Yeah, you showed one notepad, right, where you copied it.
So this is a file location. Just right click, edit with Notepad or Notepad++. You will get this. Control A, Control C. Go to server, do vi space file name, and after that, okay, just like follow that step. Then I'll tell you what to do.
To exit to exit and save successfully, it's colon QA, right?
:WQ.
Colon WQ. Okay, so my private key is now copied.
Now just change the permission to 400. That is to read only. Yeah, Nisha, you are done with that?
Yes. Now after typing the private .pem, and I have copied the private key. Yeah.
Yep, you are able to copy in the server.
Yeah, like how to copy that?
I'll show you. So see here it says that p dot. Let's say I'm given this name. Click enter. You will get this screen. Press
Yes.
escape and then I. Okay. Escape and then I, and then just press shift plus insert. Escape I. It will come into insert mode. Then shift and insert.
Yes.
Then it will be copied. Then click.
Yes.
Then press escape. Now you are out of insert mode. Click shift plus colon. Shift plus colon WQ.
Okay.
After that, just do chmod 400 for that particular file name. So with this, is anyone able to log in? Like I'm not able to log in. I don't know. Like I should able to log into the server now, please. Saurabh, are you able to log in to the private subnet? Like, are you able to SSH?
No, I'm still not there. Just give me a minute.
Lisha, can you try? Meanwhile,
Yeah. Can you just show me your putty once?
commands you will get from here also. Okay, I'll just like show you like for future also. Click on connect
Okay.
the instance and click on connect. You will get the command.
Okay.
Sachin, what was the command that you used for doing after CHI mode to SSH?
SSH minus I file name and this. You can see it here in connect. In example, you can see.
Okay, okay. Just give me a minute. I will try.
If anyone can able to log in, just let me know. Because ideally, we should able to log in, right?
So after some time it is getting timed out.
Okay, I got it. My bad. This is the private instance. We have to launch it via private IP, right? So just change the IP to private IP. Copy your private IP when you are doing the SSH for private instance. Okay, so every one of us, I hope, can able to log in now. And if they are able to log in, we all can see that we have this our private IP. We can match the 10.0.21.27 is my private IP, and 10.0.0.41 was my public IP, which I can able to access and I can create an instance. Okay, so this is the all about the configuration which I have done until now. But if I try to do ping from here, ping www.google.com, it will not give me anything. Okay, it says 100% loss. If I try to do curl www.google.com, again it is not giving me anything. The reason for that, because we are still not connected to the internet. Right now we have just configured the instance, okay, and that it's allowing me to connect to private instance. Okay, because I have configured it that it is from public I am passing private, and it is allowing me to do this. Okay, there's no rule of NAT till now. Okay, I'm just configured it right now. Now our next step is, as we see that the internet is not working, because we see that even curl command do nothing, but it basically downloads the HTML content of the website in your terminal. Now what we have to do, that we have to, as per this architecture, we have to construct one private route table. And we have,
Sachin,
yeah,
you logged into public from where you copied for the private key of private. You went into private by doing an SSH, and then you typed www.google.com, right?
right.
I did that and I am getting it, but I have not attached any NAT instance and or a not nor a NAT gateway, but I'm able to do that.
Definitely then you have missed something. So we'll come to the, we'll have a screen sharing of you. Let me finish this topic. And because I have next at 5:15, so I have to finish this topic. Okay, so I'll come to your issue, Prasad. So guys, ideally you should not able to say it at any cost. If you are doing, if you have followed whatever I have told, if you have followed the same, you cannot, you should not able to access it. Okay, because the NAT everything is configured, but still routing is still not configured. Okay, how I can show you guys that still my routing is not configured. If you go to route table, and if you see the private route table here, and you see the routes, I don't have any route. I have just a default route. Okay, I have subnet associated my two private subnets. These are my private subnet A and B. What I'll do, I'll go to route, I'll edit route, I'll add route. Okay, I'll add the public route now, and I'll add it to the instance, because this is my NAT instance, right? So it should give me my disk. Okay, instance demo NAT instance. I should add it, and I'll click on save routes. My routes have been added successfully. Okay, yeah, my routes has been added now successfully. Now I'll go back to my this. I'll try to do ping www.google.com. Still I'm not able to do No problem. Let me try to curl www.google.com. As I said, curl do nothing. It basically try to connect to internet. And yes, it connects to internet and you see lot of HTML content it has shown me as soon as I do. But still I'm not able to connect to ping. Ping is still not responding. Any one of you can quickly answer me why ping is not responding here. For this private one. This is my private.
Can you show the security group of your private? Was
Yes.
it only HTTP?
The answer correct. So for the private instance, I have only SSH configured. If I go and if I edit the inbound rules, and if I edit the ICMP, okay, if I edit, so this should allow me to basically might take some time. I hope this was my launch wizard 16. Still okay, let me give a moment. Wizard 16 actions, editing control. I'll assign it for my particular range and see if it is working. So who all are able to do the this thing? Meanwhile, let me see what is issue with my security group.
What should I, Sachin, what should I give it in passphrase? It's asking me for passphrase and when I'm entering it because I have not given anything.
Passphrase?
Yeah.
When you are doing this, you can just enter blank. Enter.
I didn't enter, but it says permission denied.
So while you are SSH doing the SSH from public to private?
Yes.
One minute, I'll see your screen. This should not be like that. There is like just a security group issue only, but if I configure ICMP, it should work. I have to see what is the issue. Meanwhile, Saurabh, can you share your screen?
Yes.
Until curl, whoever can perform this, just let me know. So we can close the NAT instance for the day.
Can you stop sharing, Sachin?